We have one PPT now on psychoinformatics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the psychoinformatics is very innovative technique for the action research, because in action research, our intention is to solve the problem. Our intention is not to develop a new theory. Our intention is to solve the problem. Now, when you want to solve the problem, then you will find the data which are very much random in nature, and there is no hypothesis. For example, currently what is happening in India about the murder case of the doctor, and you will find that many people, they are posted different messages in the social media, and their postings are very much random in nature. So you cannot make any hypothesis that after 1 hour there will be 50 messages on the "we want justice" type of event. That means the data are random in nature. When we are passing through the road, main road, many cars are moving, and we cannot make any hypothesis. So all the data, they are random. They are not hypothetical in nature, and they are discrete. So when you have strong hypothesis and you have collected the data systematically, then you can analyze your data based upon hypothesis-driven statistical models. But whenever your data are non-hypothetical, they are random in nature, the data are discrete, then you cannot use any hypothesis-driven statistical models. This is clear to all of you, or any question?
Sir,
Yes, Kavita.
if the data in random in nature, not hypothetical, how do you draw conclusion from that?
Yeah, that is good question. Shiv Kumar, do you have any question? Oh,
I have cleared with you like whatever you said, because it is random data. We can't make hypothesis. You were given the incident also, so that is clear, very much clear for me.
yeah. That means it is the paradigm shift. Earlier, we are thinking that is research will be based upon the hypothesis. But after the development of several statistical softwares and also the tools, we are now thinking about the data-driven research. Earlier, we are following hypothesis-driven research. Now we are thinking the data-driven research. So we have the data, and based upon the data, we will explore the pattern. Earlier, we are exploring the pattern following the hypothesis. For example, mean difference between the two groups. So we know what are the groups, who are the people in each group, and what is their score, and what will be the hypothesis. But when you have the data, you do not know that is how the data were collected. You have no idea. And you do not have any hypothesis. Nothing you have. Then how do you extract the pattern out of the non-hypothetical and randomly generated data? How do you make the pattern? I have given the example about the traffic. Now another example, that is many patients, they are regularly coming to the hospital with different types of complaints. How do you make the pattern of complaints based upon the documents available in the hospital? So if you understand the pattern of complaints, then you can select the doctors based upon the complaints. You can purchase the medicine based upon the complaints, the pattern of complaints. Okay. So once upon a time, I have collected large number of data about the case histories of the patient. Case history record. From the case history record, I collected the data. I collected two types of data. One data is the symptom, that is the complaints. Another data is the diagnosis. So these two data are available. Then I am thinking that the diagnosis should be associated with the symptoms. And these are the all psychiatric data. One MD student in psychiatry, he collected this data, and now he is the psychiatrist, famous psychiatrist in Kolkata, in one postgraduate hospital. He collected this data. And then I have done some analysis. Because the data are categorical in nature and all the data are random. They are not based upon any hypothesis. So finally, I explored the pattern and I have noted that some symptoms, they are closely located to the corresponding diagnosis. For example, auditory hallucination, the location of auditory hallucination is close to the schizophrenia diagnosis. Paranoid, that is again close to the schizophrenia diagnosis. Anxiety is close to the somatoform disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder, that is also close to the anxiety disorder. Okay. This is called the correspondence map. So I have done the correspondence analysis, and finally, I have explored that there are some symptoms that is not related to the hypothetical category. For example, there is one depression category which is very much close to the psychotic features. But the study reveals that this type of depression is close to the neurotic depression. That means when doctor will prescribe the medicine, So doctor will consider this symptom as the neurotic in nature, but not psychotic. So we have identified how the neurotic symptom categories, they are clustered together, and how the psychotic categories, they are clustered together. This is clear, or any question? Kavita, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the beauty of this study, the psychoinformatics. Why it is called psychoinformatics? Because psycho means psychological data. Informatics, it includes the information science, computer science, and statistics. So three sciences with the psychology. Psychoinformatics has some steps. The first step is the data reservoir. That means the data, the archive data, the historical data that my student collected. That is the data reservoir. So all the previous records of the patient. Data reservoir. Next is data pond. That means you have collected specific data which is very much related to the psychiatric in nature. So that is your data pond, or you can say it is data lake. And after that, you have to do the data cleaning. So data cleaning means there are some missing data. And there are some outliers. So you have to remove that data, which are outlier in nature, which are missing in nature. So this is called the data cleaning. Next is data mining. That means you have to apply relevant statistical models so that you can extract some relevant information. That is the data mining. Next is pattern recognition. So after the data mining, you will get the pattern. This pattern includes the graphs. For example, You will get the box-whisker plot. You will get the hierarchical clustering. You may get the pie diagram. You may get the histogram, bar diagram, scatter plot. And based upon that pattern, you are developing the theory. For example, in our research, the problem is overlapping of the diagnostic category. So we have to find out whether the diagnostic categories,
I have a question, sir.
they are overlapped or not. Okay. Now, Farah, please you share the PPT.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
I cannot understand what Shiv Kumar is telling.
Am I audible, sir?
Hey, Farah, can you understand?
Sir, he wants to ask one question. Shiv Kumar, yes, please tell me what is your doubt.
Write in the chat box.
Yeah, write in the chat box. That is better.
Because your sound is broken.
Sir, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, sir, do you want to explain these two philosophies? Because these two philosophies are very much important in psychoinformatics.
Yeah. Aristotle assumes hypothesis-driven philosophy, but Plato follows the data-driven philosophy. Plato is watching the movement of stars. Which is very much random in nature. So Plato suggested data-driven research paradigm, and psychoinformatics follows the data-driven research paradigm. And the classical research, they are following the hypothesis-driven paradigm. That is the Aristotle. That means initially you do some pilot research, pilot study. After that, you do the final study. But in case of data-driven, there is no question of pilot study. So Plato has believed that nature was unpredictable and random. But Aristotle believed that nature operates systematically. Therefore, we have to follow the hypothesis. So hypothesis-driven research includes experimental control, control of stimulus, control over sample. But in case of the data-driven, we can follow the psychoanalysis, psychoinformatics, free-floating ideas, word association, psychoinformatics, I have told you. So hypothesis-driven research includes the prison experiment, Skinner's research, that is operation conditioning, Pavlov's classical conditioning, and non-hypothesis driven research includes the interpretation of dreams by Freud, and the machine learning, that is the non-hypothesis driven. Psychoinformatics is based upon the non-hypothesis driven research. I have already told you that is why psychoinformatics is important. Currently, we have several social media and the data are random in nature there. We want to explore the pattern. So 5 basic principles of psychoinformatics are data warehouse, data retrieving, data mining, pattern recognition, discovery of knowledge. I have already discussed these principles of psychoinformatics. So this is the stages of that I have already told you. So this is my study to understand the sentiment of people from the Orkut. So here you can find out the digitized data warehouse. Is it in Facebook or maybe Facebook?
Yes, sir. Your post on Facebook, sir. One of your posts on Facebook.
Okay. So Facebook generates random data. There is a sentiment. Mother's Day is coming. Confused about the gift. Any idea? At 9:42 p.m. First response came at 9:51 p.m. Next 9:52, 9:54, 10:21. This suggests that the statement is able to generate data speedily. If we analyze the content, we will see two principal components. One is tangible, cooking food, coffee mug. Another is intangible, that is outing with mother, spending time with mom. The tangible gift is suggested by unemployed juniors. Their age range from 22 to 25 years. It will not be tears, it will be years. And intangible, that is suggested by the employed seniors, 30 to 35 years. So that is the beauty of sentiment analysis. Currently, you find there are many postings about the doctor's murder. Now, if you want to classify them, you can classify that is some people have posted the messages about we want justice, the procession. That is the category 1. Some people posted messages about their feelings, category 2. Some people posted messages about the prevention, that is the category 3. Some posted messages about the political issues, that is the category 4. So in this manner, you can analyze the sentiments. Next. So this is the digitized data retrieval. There is one site, ncbi.nlm. There you can compare different type of search engines and their variables. Next. So this is my research. I have already told you the classification as well as the complaints. And here I have given the codes. You have noted that is there are some codes that are there. After that, I have done the analysis. Next. So this is the data mining. Next. Yeah, data mining, the data classification. Next. So this is the analysis. Here you can find out emotional withdrawal. That is close to the psychiatric depression, psychotic depression. This is theoretically sound. But the blunt complaint, okay, that is also close to the depression. So this is not the correct. And the right side basically covers the neurotic and the left side covers the psychotic. So here you can find out that the 0 and 1 category. 0 means absent and 1 means present. So schizophrenia, that includes the auditory hallucination type of complaints are there. And in case of the manic, you will find the grandiosity is there. So this is theoretically sound. Another one is the stress somatoform disorder. They are close to the anxiety. That is also theoretically sound. But the blunt, what is that? Farah, please you go to the blunt. You go above. What is this symptom?
So this, oh sorry, sir. Sir, EMWDL.
No, blunt. Another one, DEP. This right one. What is that?
DEPMD. So DEPMD. So I think it
No,
is
that is close to
depression.
the neurotic depression.
Yes, sir.
That is the blunt something. So that is basically the psychotic in nature. You go to the earlier one, this category. Yeah. Here you can find out. What is
Sir,
the blunt?
blunted effect, sir.
Yeah, blunted effect.
That
So
means
blunted affect. So that cannot be considered as the neurotic. But doctors, they are assuming that this is the neurotic depression. Okay. So that means in India, you will find some of the sages. So sometimes they are in such a condition wherein you cannot find out any specific mood. They are not depressed, they are not elated. So possibly in that condition, doctors are thinking that this blunt affect, where we cannot find out any particular category of emotion, that can be considered as the neurotic depression. Again, in case of the psychotic, you will find the blunt affect. Particularly in case of the schizophrenia, you may find out the blunted affect. So blunted affect is common to the schizophrenia also. And I do not know why doctors have diagnosed blunted affect as the neurotic rather than psychotic. But others are correct. Now you show the picture. Yeah, here you can find out the neurotic depression, 1. Mu depth CL, 1. And blunt affect, 1. So they are located at the same place. This is clear. These are the neurotic category, right side, and this is the psychotic category. So this is the beauty of psychoinformatics. Next. Yeah, so the psychoinformatics, very useful, particularly for the applied psychometrics. Whenever you want to explore the new dimension or the new domain, and whenever you want to do some action research, there you can apply the psychoinformatics principles. Okay, Farah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now the
Sir,
students, any question you have?